evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Darren, and I'm currently backstage preparing for the show. Do you have 3 things in life that you love? Perhaps a favorite food, person, or maybe a holiday destination you'd most like McFly to. If you can think of 3 of your favorite things, please make your way up to the front of the stage where a ballpoint pen and paper slip await you. Please write down your 3 favorite things, fold up the paper, nice and small, and drop it into the wicker hamper. But hurry, there's only 60 sheets of paper, and when they're gone, the show will begin.
Welcome to Darren Brown Enigma.
Thank you for doing this. 60 of you came up, wrote down 3 of your favourite things, folded them up, and dropped them into the wicker hamper. So perhaps the gentleman there. Would you grab one out for me, sir? What's your name?
Greg.
Greg, take one out for me. I want you to open it up and give me a yes or no, Greg, as to whether or not that person has indeed written down 3 of their favourite things.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Greg. Fold it back up. I don't want to see what it is. I'm going to give you a dictionary in case you need to look any of them up, because they can be a little bit odd. Greg, catch. Good. So, Greg, have a look at the first one of those 3 favourite things. We're going to kick off with a game of word dissociation, and the game is this. Greg, you think of the first favourite thing, you just have it in the back of your mind, and then you're going to give me 5 random words. Okay, Greg? I mean, just any 5 random words, but you won't be able to help yourself. The words that you give to me will reveal to me what this first favourite thing is. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay, good. So, with that first favourite thing in the back of your head, Greg, give me a first random word. Anything you like. Go.
Orange.
I should also point out these words will not only tell us what it is that Greg's thinking of, they'll also tell us a lot about his approaches towards sex and sexuality in general as we go along. One more time. What was the word?
Orange.
Thought as much, yeah. Orange. Textbook, really is. Next random word, please.
Mathematics.
Mathematics. Mathematics. Orange, mathematics. Another one, please.
Electric.
Electric. Very good. Orange, mathematics, electric.
Monkey.
Monkey. We need one more random word. Anything you like, Greg?
Purple.
Purple. I suppose it would be after all this. Purple. Good. So we have orange, mathematics, electric, monkey, and purple. If you're interested, Greg, you may not be, but to a social psychologist looking at those 5 words, they would probably class you as an A3 personality, which is what most of us would think of as a pervert, a dirty person, a perverted individual. That's of any interest, Greg. I imagine, though, we're probably talking something music-related, correct? Into the mic and out loud, please. I'm not a mind reader.
Yes.
Yes? Yes. I imagine it's probably someone's favourite singer or band or something.
That would be correct.
Yes. In which case, we'll move on to the next one, Greg, because I don't know enough singers or bands to get it spot on. Unless there were any orchestral versions of their songs featured on the 1987 Visions album put out by the London Philharmonic, Greg?
I don't think so.
It's not T'Pau, is it? The band? T'Pau? No. Jennifer Rush?
No.
Kajagoogoo?
No.
No. Who is it? Who is the singer or band? Or...
McFly. McFly.
McFly. Do we know them, McFly? Never heard of them. They don't exist. We'll go on to the next one. Sorry about that, Greg. We'll do the next one. Have a look at the next one for me. No, please. That's very kind of you. My first trick of the night, and it fucked up, so I appreciate your applause. Thank you. We'll go on to the next one. I'll try and get this one in 3 words. First, random word. Anything you like. Go.
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher. Sick. Washer. Next one, please.
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Ferrari cars normally give us a couple of things. First of all, I'm not gay, from Greg, but also wheels, round shapes. Oh, God. 2 R's and then 1 R? One of them 2 R's. I don't drive. 2 R's now, 1 R there, yeah. Ferrari. It's not right, is it? There you go. Dishwasher, Ferrari. Now, interestingly, dishwasher also has that sense of like sort of plates and water going round. I imagine we're probably looking at something round in shape, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And probably, I would think, something you'd find in the home?
Yep.
Maybe even in the kitchen?
Yep.
Okay. One more random word, please.
Monsoon.
Monsoon. It's not or cookies, is it?
It is.
Cookies, double O, monsoon. Thank you very much. Good. Thank you, whoever that was. Well done. Thank you so much. So, I need to give this to somebody. I have an envelope. I just need to give this to somebody to look after for the duration of the show. No, too needy. I'll give it back. I'll get it back off you at the end. You look fairly responsible, so could I give this to you? Would that be all right? All you need to do is make sure no one else tampers with it, and you, of course, mustn't open it yourself, but I'll get it off you at the end. What's your name? Barry, would you stand up for a second, just so everyone can see who I've given this to? Round of applause for Barry. We'll catch up with Barry at the end. Lovely. Good. Now, hands up if you remember the game Guess Who. Remember Guess Who, the flip and find face game? You think of one of 24 androgynous cartoon faces, someone has to think which one you're thinking of by asking you yes or no questions. Is it a man, is it a woman, that kind of thing. We're going to play my version of that game, which I like to call Guess Whom. Oh, yes. I thank you. Dress circle. Catch. Very good. Get yourself down here as quick as you can, sir. We'll do one over there, so bring them up with you. A round of applause for our 4 volunteers. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Barney.
Barney, lovely to meet you, Barney. Let me put you here. If you can stand just here, Barney, facing sort of there, that'll be great. Hello, what's your name? Katie, lovely to meet you, Katie. Can I bring you here? You go there, Barney, no touching, thank you. Hello, what's your name, sir? Steve. Hello, Steve. Lovely to meet you. Lovely, can I put you there on the end next to Barney? Lovely to meet you. What's your name? Jade. Lovely to meet you, Jade. I'm going to put you there, Jade, and then you can come on the end to me, sir. So we have Katie and Barney, Jade and Steve. Steve, thank you very much indeed. Katie and Barney, Jade and Steve. Steve, thank you very much indeed. Now, if you came in early enough, you may have been aware I had my henchperson, out in the foyer, taking pictures of you. I have those pictures here. Thank you very much for taking part if you did. Not all of them, haven't got them all here. Please don't be upset if we haven't included yours. We just take loads and loads, and then if you're not attractive enough, we don't include you in the game, but that's all it is, I promise you. You need to take out one face each, please. Anyone you like. Pick somebody, and then whoever you picked, remember the face and remember the name, okay? So there, Katie, start with you. Quick as you can, one each, pass them down. I used to love this game. I used to organise playground tournaments of Guess Whom when I was at primary school. That's what I was like. Go take the rest from me, the rest of them. Oh, you put them on there, how kind. Please remember your face, remember the name. As long as you recognise it when you see it again, that's the main thing, but just be clear in your mind who it is. Thank you. So, Steve, yes, you want to put this back in for me? Thank you very much. And Jade, anywhere you like. Thank you so much indeed. You can go probably somewhere near the top if you don't mind. Thank you. And if you want to go somewhere near the bottom, thank you. Lovely. Good. So, with that in mind, let's get a camera out here. Have a look at some of your lovely faces. We begin our lovely faces tonight with the lovely Brian. He's got a very high voice. Brian. We have Claire, Jenny, Mark, Eric. My guess is there's like a Primark head office outing or something going on tonight. Lovely to have so many of you here. Thank you for coming. Sam, Stewie, not quite sure which way around that goes. No idea, sorry. Stewie, not a name I'd have put to that face. You do not look like a Stewie. Oh, Brian, look at the stripper. Thank you. I peaked too early. It's all downhill from now. We have Rich, Catherine, Chris, Amy, Malcolm. Oh, Malcolm, sorry about that. That's embarrassing. Sorry, I did ask the photographer not to take pictures of people while they were masturbating, so I can only apologize. But I don't laugh. No, it's embarrassing. Don't. Malcolm. Max! Oh, God, exactly. I think Max is a couple of steps further ahead in the process than Malcolm there. Not nice. Greta. We opened the bar a little early tonight, didn't we, Greta? Karim, Serena, and Melanie. There you all are. Lovely to see so many of the Fritzels all in one. What? Like a family album. Let's get you up here. Katie, come and start things off with me here. Now, as you're the first person up, very quickly, we don't know each other. We haven't set anything up. No, I will be choosing you with the Frisbees tonight, so I hope it's kind of obvious that I don't use plants or stooges. I hope that's kind of obvious. Although I would say Chris probably uses plants. I would... Yeah, fairly extensively. So, hand on my shoulder there, please. And I want you to face the front. And I'm going to be asking you questions about the person you're thinking of. You're just going to give yes or no answers, okay? So nothing out loud, just yes or no. Maybe a little firmer with your hand there. That's lovely. Do you know which one of these you're supposed to be thinking of?
Yeah.
That was out loud, just in your head. I do appreciate the help. It just takes the challenge out of it somewhat. So just answer silently. You know which one you're thinking of? Good, yes, thank you. Is the person you're thinking of a man? Is the person you're thinking of... yes, thank you. Keep that hand still. Good, thank you. We have yes. Would you say they had light-coloured hair? Do they have light-coloured hair? You're unsure. Okay. I think that's not it. It's certainly not a yes. Oh, no, it's Rich, isn't it? With very little hair, yes? Rich, thank you very much indeed. I'll let you have that lot. Thank you, Katie. It was Rich. Let's continue with two of you now, you get the idea. So let's go two of you up here. So Barney, if you can come on this side, and Jade, if you can come over this side for me. Exactly the same idea this time with two of you. Hand on my shoulder there, Barney. Hand on my shoulder there, Jade. Good, 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 good. Do you know which one of these you're supposed to be thinking of, Barney? Good. You know which one of these you're supposed to be thinking of? Don't nod your head. Don't nod your head. You know which one you're supposed to be thinking of? You understand the game? I'm going to call you number one, Barney, you number two, Jade. So number one, number two, please. Only answer if I'm talking to you. Number one, is the person you're thinking of a man? Number one, is the person you're thinking of a... No, good. Number two, same question. Is the person you're thinking of, number two, is it a man? Okay. Number one, would you say they had light-coloured hair? Number one, do they have light-coloured hair? Yes, thank you. Good. Number two, do they wear glasses? Number two, do they wear... No, I know who yours is. Let go for me, thank you. Keep your hand firmly planted there, Barney. Do they look vegetarian? Be honest. Do they look vegetarian? Do they look like they have bad breath? She looks sexually quite aggressive. Is it Catherine? Yes. And Martin has to be. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jade and Barney. Thank you, sir. We have Martin and Catherine. Thank you both. Good. Now, Steve, we're going to do this last one a little bit differently, so just give me a yes out loud if you know which one you're supposed to be thinking of. Yes. Good, thank you. Now, come and stand just here for me, like this. Turn and face me. Exactly the same idea. Just think simply the word yes or no. No contact, though, between us this time. No contact between us. Okay, can you see me right without your glasses on? Close your eyes. I want you to picture the face of this person as clearly as you can remember it, and I want you to say the name to yourself as well. Remember, say nothing out loud, just simply think of the face, think of the name. You'll be thinking yes or no to these questions. First question, is the person you're thinking of a man? Is the person male? Good. Now, you may not be able to see too well from where you are, but there is a flickering just started in the eyelids, just here. A little tension in the corner of the mouth, and down here in the fingers, the same thing, little tension in the fingers. That is somebody trying to hold something in. And the only reason why you hold something in is when it's a yes. If it's a no, you tend to feel that you're off the hook. So that tells me, yes, it's a man, and the smirk confirmed it for me, so now I know it's a man. Can I ask the men to stand up, please, at their seats? Just stand up. If you're one of these faces involved in the game, just stand up for me wherever you're sat, please. Now I'm going to move my hand across like this. As I sweep across, can you please call out your name, starting at this side? Here we go. Shout your name.
Eric. Malcolm. Chris. Max. Corinne. Brian.
Okay, Steve, imagine yourself walking up to this person and saying hello. They say hello as well. He takes off his glasses. Thank you. Sam, sit down for me. Tim and Michael and Max, you can sit down for me too. Bernard. Is it Bernard? You can sit down as well for me. Thank you. Next question. If you had to, would you beat this person in a fight? Would you beat him in a fight? Yes, Stewie, you can sit down for me. Eric and Mark, you can sit down as well. And I think Brian, you can sit down for me too. Now picture this person stood on the stage in front of you. A couple of feet in front of you, facing you, but naked. Karim, sit down for me. Malcolm, you can sit down. That should just leave one of you. Should just leave one of you standing. You can open your eyes, Steve. You're fantastic. Thank you. There are your glasses. Steve, I'm going to ask you in a moment to write down the name of the person you were thinking of. Great big letters, please. The name of the person. Don't let them see just yet. I'll ask you in a moment to call out your name, sir. When you do, if you could do it loud as you can. Thank you, sir. Okay. A short name. One person left. Your name, sir, is?
Chris.
Chris, turn it around, who are you thinking of? Chris, it was! Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you too, Steve. You're fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Steve, everybody! Okay, Greg, I'm coming back to you. Let's do this third and final favourite thing. Open it up for me, Greg. Exactly the same. Try and get this in 3 words, 3 random words. First random word, go.
Shirt.
Shirt. Twisted. Shirt. Next, don't even look at me now when you're saying them, Greg. I'm starting to get a bit sick in the back of my mouth. Next random word, please.
Lobster.
Lobster. Oh, you're getting the hang of this. You're getting the hang of this, which is great. They're good words. Give me another one.
Bomb.
Bomb. Shirt, lobster, bomb. Lobster. Shirt, lobster, bomb. I'll come back to it. I may need another word. I'll come back to it. This is interesting. This is kind of mysterious, if you like. Something covered in a cloth. One of the reasons why I call this show Enigma, not the main reason, I will get to that later on, but one of the reasons is that I love the idea of mysteries, of enigmas, and even though I'm skeptical about mediums and the afterlife and so on, I love the mystery of it. Now, I want to try something with one of you, a lady who has lost a grandparent that she was close to when she was young. So if you don't mind putting your hand up, if you have lost a grandparent, you don't mind coming up on stage, thank you. Keep your hands up for me. I'm going to throw a frisbee up there. Can we get it to one of the ladies whose hands are up? Catch. Okay, keep your hands up till one of you ends up with it. Do we have a lady there? Thank you. Would you stand up for me, madam? Can I ask your name?
Emma.
Emma, lovely to meet you. And is it your grandmother or grandfather you were thinking of?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. And what was her name?
Doris.
Doris?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a seat for me, Emma. I may ask you up on stage in just a moment. Thank you. Have a seat for me for the moment. So I'm going to tell you a true story that happened 2.5 years after my grandfather died. And we were very close. As you were close to Doris, I was very close to my grandfather. He was a big fan of magic. Didn't perform, but he was very good at firing my imagination as a kid and playing tricks on me. And he used to have, in the guest room of his house, he had a box that was up on a shelf, very beautiful box, dark wood with brass trimmings and a big padlock on the front. And I would always ask him what he kept inside this box. And whenever I'd ask him, he would always do this thing where he'd change. He'd go from being this lovely, warm, very open man to suddenly he'd become very cold, very serious. His face would change, and he would look at me, and he would say, "Darren, you never, ever look inside that box." Which, of course, made it so much worse. And when I was growing up, more than anything, I just wanted to know what my grandfather kept inside that box. Actually, Emma, I think we'll ask you to come down, if that's all right. Round of applause for Emma. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. We have Emma, ladies and gentlemen. Up you come, Emma. Have you meet you. Have a seat for me. Come and have a seat. Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Thank you very much for coming up. So, Emma, look, if you don't mind me asking you, what was Doris like? How do you remember her as a woman? What was she like?
She was very feisty, great fun, bossy. I adored her.
She sounds absolutely brilliant. She sounds like a proper grandma. She
Yeah.
sounds amazing. Is your grandfather still around? Or
No.
Did you have to do the thing when they were both gone of going to their empty house and maybe with your own family to take any belongings and bits and pieces you wanted to keep?
Yes.
Yeah. Some of you may have had to do this. It's a horrible thing to have to do. The only thing I wanted was the box. And Emma, this is it. This is my grandfather's box. It was up on a shelf and I reached up and I pulled this box towards me. And as I pulled this towards me, behind it, on the shelf, there was a little key. And I didn't know if it was the key for the box. And I didn't want anyone else seeing it. I don't want to have to open it up and show everybody what was in there. So I sort of pocketed the key. And I took the box and I took them home. And I was staying with my parents. I went up to my old bedroom. This is where I grew up. And I sat down at my writing desk. And I opened the box. Emma, if you don't mind, I would love you to open the box. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I paused at this point. I thought, do I really want to open it? It could be a family secret. It could be evidence of some weird habit that he had that I didn't want to find out about. But of course, the curiosity got the better of me. And finally, after all those years, 15, 20 years, I found out what he kept inside. What's in there?
A box.
Another box. Could you take it out? There was a second box inside the first box, which I didn't expect. But what really shocked me, Emma, was then what was inside the second one. Now, how would you describe that?
Well, it's a vase with a ball of wool in it.
That is pretty much what it is. Now, please be very careful because it's rather old, but if you can reach in maybe both hands and bring it out and face the front with it and show them. It's actually a big brandy balloon with a ball of wool inside it. That's what he kept in the box. So I was a bit disappointed. But then, looking at this object, which had been such a source of mystery to me for so long, it suddenly hit me. That there I was 23, and I'd started a career in magic. I was going to have a TV show out in a few years. And I looked at this, and I realized for the first time that I'd got my love of passing on mysteries from him, from my grandfather, from Papa, as I used to call him. And I looked at this and I thought, regardless of what your religious or your spiritual beliefs are, that this is the real afterlife. This is the way that we live on, bizarrely. We create a memory, but a living memory, Emma. A living memory that then connects us with people we've never even met. Because if it wasn't for my grandfather, if it wasn't for Papa, I wouldn't be here doing this and you wouldn't be sat there watching. And you wouldn't be stood there thinking of Doris at the moment. We create a living memory that connects us with people we've never even met. Could you bring that forward for me? And can I ask, perhaps the lady there, could you come forward and just take the end of the wool? Thank you. You might need to give a little pull. And then just take that back to your seat. And if you come and sit back down behind you as well. Now, madam, sit down for me. And I want you to keep hold of that and keep pulling it, but also pass it back. So you connect with the person behind you. And as they pass back, they also connect with the person behind them. Everybody keep hold of the wool and keep passing it back and pulling. Thank you. And inside all of that wool, there was
A box.
another box. Could you take it out? Now, I'd like you to keep hold of that box, and I'd like you to keep it closed. But if you can just take the bands off and put them on the table, Emma. I'm going to tell you what was inside that box. Inside the little red box, which had, I presume, been wrapped up for at least 15, 20 years, in all of that wool, in the elastic bands, in the brandy glass, in the little box, and locked into that big box. In there was a coin. It was like a medallion. It was oversized. It was solid silver. And on that coin, my grandfather had engraved 7 words. And the 7 words that Papa had engraved on that coin were, Darren, I told you not to look. He had engraved that on the coin. It is the most precious thing that I own. I don't bring it out the house. I haven't brought it with me on tour because I don't want to risk losing it. So I put another coin in there for now, Emma, and it's for you. And there are 5 words engraved on your coin. So maybe if you open it up and read them to yourself a couple of times, just so you're absolutely clear.
Don't.
Would you mind reading that out?
It says, in living memory of Doris.
May I show the camera? In living memory. Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Emma, ladies and gentlemen. And as Emma makes the long journey back upstairs, I need to tell you about the interval which is about to happen. Behind me here on the screen, you will see some instructions. I need you all to have a look at those instructions before you disappear off of the interval. But I would also like some of you to follow them. Now, basically, it's a vote There'll be 7 pictures, and you choose one, anyone, and you vote for it by coming up and then putting a little cross on a pad here next to the corresponding picture that you want. But please do it at random. It's not go for your favorite picture. It's choose one at random. I would hope that most... Greg, come forward for me. The third and final favourite thing on that list. What was it?
Cider.
Cider. Pick up the dictionary. Come and stand back here, Greg. Now, Greg, you want to go to page 91. Page 91. Now, when you get to page 91, there'll be 2 columns on that page, and you want column 2, the second column on page 91. And I believe it is the 10th entry down. I'm not sure. I think it is the 10th entry down. Can you count down 10 entries and tell me what the word is? What have you got?
Cider.
Cider, thank you very much indeed. Look after that envelope. Thank you. And thank you for doing this, those of you that did, that came up and voted for one of the pictures by putting a cross on the pad. Thank you very much indeed. I'll give it to the gentleman at the end there, sir. Would you hang on to that for me? Just put it under your seat for now. That'll be great. Just under your seat. I'll come back to that in a moment. Thank you. I'm going to play a trance-inducing tone over you. It is a binaural tone. And it will put a handful of you, those of you with the best natural, innate talent at producing this state, into that trance. And I should also point out, this will not affect anybody at home, anybody watching this on television. This cannot affect you, so you don't need to worry about that. But it will put you into that trance state, and you will find yourself simply standing. If you don't want to do this, first of all, when everyone closes their eyes, just keep your eyes open. That's straightforward. Secondly, when the tone plays, put your fingers in your ears. If you are not taking part, put your fingers in your ears and keep them in there. Thirdly, if you look up here at the screen, there'll be a flashing dot animation. If you watch that, as long as you have your fingers in your ears, it distracts the brain, means that you can't succumb to the trance state. If you're taking part, close your eyes now. If you are not taking part, put your fingers in your ears now. Put them right in your ears. Keep them in your ears until I signal for them to come out. And we'll play the tone now, please. As you absorb that tone, so too you can allow those feelings on the inside to start to shift and move around. As those feelings shift and change, that'll bring you forward and up. That's good. Right the way up. That's lovely. Up we come. Right the way up. Just a few more seconds. And while you remain like that, the rest of you can open your eyes, you can take your fingers out of your ears. Please don't disturb those people around you who are standing. And those of you standing, I'm going to come down now and choose a couple of you. You'll probably feel me come and touch you on the arm, or I may talk to you, but you don't have to respond. I just want you to continue to sink and drift even further into that state as you stand there. That's good. Just standing and sleeping. That's lovely. I'm going to touch you on the arm. You can remain just as you are. Take a moment to be fully wide awake. I need you to come out here. Thank you. That's good. That's lovely. Right the way down. Right the way down. Good. Jenny. Jenny, this lady here, please. Thank you. You can remain just as you are. That's lovely. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Just take a moment to be fully wide awake. That's good. Lovely. Just standing and sleeping and drifting so deeply. That's good. That's good. Touch you on the arm. You can just let yourself continue to sleep nice and deep. Hey, just stand for me. Thank you. Just standing and sleeping. That's very good. That's lovely. We're going to go for a little walk. We're going to come this way. We're going to find our way past these people. Allow your eyes to open just enough so that you can see your feet. It just means that you can walk quite comfortably, even as you sleep. That's lovely. And bring you around here. Stand you just there. I'm going to remove your jacket. It's okay. You can just let me do that. And then you can just sleep nice and deeply. That's very good. That's lovely. Excellent. Now, those of you that find yourself in the trance state, whether you're stood or seated, now is when you can begin to bring yourself back. So, start to feel a feeling of refreshment moving through you. It's very revitalizing. Just let yourself start to wake up. That's lovely. Your eyes will open. You can be fully wide awake. Just take a couple of minutes to let the refreshment come back to you so you are fully wide awake and alert to enjoy the rest of this show. Thank you. Now, I'm going to blindfold our two subjects up on stage. They used to believe that it was the darkness that would bring the spirits to the seance. We now understand it's just that when you cut off one sense, that your other senses, like vision, your other senses become heightened. That's good. There's our gentleman there and our lady here. Just going to blindfold you now. That's lovely. So, standing, sleeping. Lovely. For our subjects here, they are completely relaxed. If you move an arm or a leg, it's like moving the arm of a rag doll. Look, if I move this lady's arm, you'll see it's completely relaxed, no tension at all. To her, it almost won't quite feel like her arm. And if I drop it, it's sort of just heavy, like a lead weight, you see. Same with the gentleman here. Completely relaxed, just like a lead weight. Yet, if I take those same arms and bring them up in the air and leave them there, they stay there quite comfortably. And then they can just come down as well. That's good. Good. So, let's bring our lady around to one side. You can come around here for me. That's lovely. Now, Jenny's going to look after you. She's going to put a smock on you. It's just to protect your clothing for something we're going to do in a moment. And I'm going to bring you around here, sir. That's good. Now, this slack state that you see here would continue for some time in the seance until the spirits arrived. And when the spirits arrived, the medium would change. He or she would transform from the slack state to one of absolute physical rigidity. They'd become solid and rigid and tense. And if you tried to move an arm or a leg, you couldn't. They were locked into place. And the mediums would use this bizarre transformation as proof of their spirit possession. There's an image here of a medium from the 19th century demonstrating a clearly impossible physical feat as proof of her possession. Now, I'm going to remove your blindfold. You can keep your eyes closed for the moment. That's lovely. I'm going to show you this here. You're going to look here and you're going to see a plank of wood suspended across two chairs. I want you to look there and see this. A plank of wood. And as you look at that, I want your mind and your body to absorb this and realize, learn what it would be like to be this rigid, solid plank. And back down into that sleep. That's lovely. Good. Now, watch what happens when I tell him that the spirits arrive. You will see him change, transform from the slack state that you see here to one of absolute physical rigidity. His body will become rigid and solid and tense. The spirits arrive now. That's good. Locking into place. Tighter. Arms locking into place. Tighter. There they go. Locking tighter and tighter. The arms locked to the side of the body. That's good. You see, when we tip him back, he's rigid, solid, and upright. He doesn't bend in the middle. He just goes back like a statue. So we've got you tipping you right back one. That's good. And he can hold himself here quite comfortably. locked into place. Tighter, that's good. An impossible physical state. It's impossible. Now you'll see the mediums would remain like this for days. For now, we'll remove our friend, but you see, as we remove him, he remains absolutely rigid, the whole body solid. Even as we lever him to an upright position, the legs remain locked in place as he comes up, and he only goes back to his previous state when I tell him that the spirits are now leaving. That's good. That's good. Excellent. Let's bring you around to face the front. I'm going to remove your blindfold. You can keep your eyes closed for the moment. Your eyes do not need to open until you are fully wide awake and relaxed. Take a moment. Hello.
Hello.
Now, what was that like? What was that like?
I don't believe I did that, did I?
You did? What did it feel like?
I can kind of hear what was happening, but my hands were very, very loose and I couldn't move my hands, my arms. And then when I went rigid, I almost didn't really believe that it was happening.
It takes over you?
You don't think, I never thought.
What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, look at me here for a second. Just there, thank you. And there, a couple of steps. Okay, Adam, you were absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much indeed. Adam, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you head back. Thank you, Adam. And now we'll turn our attention back to Our Lady. Okay, come, we're going to come for a little walk this way. That's lovely. That's good. That's lovely. It's going to bring you around there. And you can stand just there. That's very good. This state is so blissfully relaxed, and one lovely byproduct of that fact is the fact that the subjects can't experience any discomfort, because discomfort would always involve tension, and there's no way the body can hold any tension. Now, I just need another pair of hands. Could I ask, perhaps the lady there on the end with the dark hair, would you come up for me? Thank you. What's your name? Sophie. Thank you, Sophie. Now, this won't be very nice, so forgive me. I need you to just put a little drop of vinegar in your hand, and then taste it. I'll give that to you. And then taste it and just let us know that really is vinegar. Just a drop will be fine.
Yeah, that's vinegar.
That's vinegar, isn't it? And out of interest, if you tell yourself it's something else, like Coca-Cola or water or something, and then taste it, it doesn't make it any easier to drink, does it? It's still disgusting, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's one of those things you cannot think yourself out of. It's acetic acid. It is one of the most truly repulsive substances to the human body. Smell? Now, it's going to give you something here to hold on to. It's rather hot up here, so I'm going to give you something, first of all, that you can find really refreshing. I'm just going to bring your head up there. What I'd like you to do, just first of all, before we do this, is just to take a little sip of this, just so you can really enjoy that. That's good. Just take a little sip. So I want you to really enjoy. You know what it's like on a hot day when you have a drink that just hits the spot? Oh, why don't you drink it right the way down? Really, that's good. Just knock it back. Every gulp more refreshing than the last. You know what it's like, just a perfect drink on a boiling hot day. All the way down. Lovely. Thank you so much. I want you to really enjoy that. Thank you. I'm going to let you head back. I'll give you a little mint to take back to your seat. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, for me, the most fascinating aspect of this trance state were the seemingly psychic events that would happen. The best trance subjects, and we do have a wonderful, very talented trance subject here, would be able to create apparently clairvoyant phenomena that baffled the experts of the day. And I'm going to show you a classic demonstration from that era. It begins with automatic writing. This is when the hand writes, but there's no connection from the brain. She has no idea what she's writing. I'm going to put that in your hand just there. It's a little card for you to hold on to there. That's good. And in this hand here, a pencil. You can feel the end just there. That's good. You've got that. Now, you'll all see when the pencil touches the card, this hand just moves on its own. She just writes automatically. She has no awareness of what's happening. Let's bring the two together, and off you go. That's good. It just writes on its own. That's very good. We have upside down writing, I think. That's very good. Let me take that from you now. Let's remain just there for me. Now, interestingly, we have upside down writing. So let's go with that as a number. I'm going to give that to Our Lady here. Put that in a little envelope. You can hold on to that. We'll drop that down by your side. I'm going to place Our Lady now in the audience amongst you. And she will walk through you and choose one person with whom she senses a psychic connection. And that'll be somebody that you don't know. That's very important. Your job, please, as an audience, is to make sure that she can move through you without hindrance or obstruction. Please do not talk to her. Do not disturb her. Don't even make eye contact with her. You can remove your blindfold. You can keep your eyes closed for the moment. That's good. That's right. We're going to go for a little walk, and you can come with me. That's lovely. Now, you'll be walking through the audience with your hands and arms locked to your sides. When you've chosen somebody, you'll bring up one of your arms, and you will point like a signpost. So I'm going to start you off here. Your arms locked to the side there. And your head down. That's good. Just locked into place there. That's good. That's good. Now, can I ask the gentleman there that she's chosen, so do you have on you a wallet with some money in it, or even just change in your pocket? Do you have something? Yes? Okay, hang on to it. I'd like you to follow us up on stage and bring any money you have with you. That's lovely. We're going to head up on stage. Can you follow us, bring any money you have with you? Thank you. You did an excellent job. You chose somebody from the audience. You did exactly as I asked. And we come up these stairs. When we're up here, you can let your eyes close again. That's good. I'm just going to bring you here back to where you were. You can take a couple of minutes now just to bring yourself back to a normal waking state. And after a few minutes, you'll find your eyes will open. Could you head over here for me, sir? What's your name? Rupert. Rupert, can you come over to the table for me, Rupert? I'm going to ask you to count whatever money you have on you onto the table. Do any notes first. I need to know to the penny what you have on you, Rupert. Any other notes, or is that it?
I think that's it. 22. 23.40.
23.40. No other coins in your pocket or in the...
No.
No. So £23.40. Yes, correct. Lovely. Thank you. You can pop those all back in your wallet now. Oh, here she comes. She's back with us. Hello.
Oh God.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm confused.
Oh, a little confusing. What's the last thing you remember? Do you remember the tone playing?
No, I just remembered talking to my best friend. Where is she?
She's out there.
Oh, hi.
She's all good. So do you remember standing up?
No.
No? And now you're up here in a smock. So let me take this off you. Let me take this from you. So, you don't remember choosing Rupert out of the audience? No? No. You don't remember writing something on a card? Okay, come over here for me. Come and stand here. I'll show you what you did. Now, the amount of money you had on you again was...
£23.40p.
£23.40. Now, given the way this lady was writing, the writing is all over the place, and it was written upside down. You've still got the envelope there. Would you mind opening up and telling us what you think those numbers say, Rupert?
Yes, 2340.
2340. Can you see this? This is correct to the penny. 2340. Yes? £23.40. Do you remember writing this? You don't remember? Oh, well, you did so beautifully. And thank you very much. Rupert, I'll ask you to head back now to take your money with you. Rupert, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, sir. And just take a few steps forward for me. Let me just check. All back to normal. Just look up at me here. Thank you. And the other eye. Lovely. What's your name?
Katie.
Katie, you did a wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you so very much for coming up. I'll let you head back. Your shoes are just there on the way. Yep. Katie, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Actually, Katie, just before you head back, you'll have no idea why I'm giving you this. I'm just going to give you a little mint to take... Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you 2 little mints to take back to your seat. Trust me, you'll want them. Katie, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm going to play what's called a clearing tone, which undoes everything the first tone does. So please listen to this, even if you didn't take part. Can we play the clearing tone, please? And rest assured, you're all back to normal. Now, the natural home of the somnambulistic trance was this. This is called a spirit cabinet. And if you were the head of a wealthy family, maybe even the head of state, you might invite 20 or 30 friends to your home and call upon a medium who would arrive with some poles and some curtains, and she would build this in your home. She would build this right there in your front room. She would place some objects inside for the spirits to interact with. Also, she herself, the medium, would be in there too. She'd be channeling the spirits. Her hands normally tied so that she couldn't cheat and create the phenomena herself. They would close the curtains around her, and they would call upon the spirits to manifest themselves inside the cabinet. And sometimes those spirits would come. I need 2 gentlemen to come up here. You'll have the best seats in the house. I'm going to put you on either side. You'll be able to see all the way around and inside. Quickly as we can, 2 gentlemen, please. Let's go one over there and one over there. Could you bring those up? A round of applause for both our men. Quick as you can. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Quick as you can would be fantastic. Thank you both. What's your name? Gavin. Gavin. Can I ask you just to stand there for me? I'll take that. Thank you. And you are? Rudy, if you can come and stand over here for me. And Gavin, I'm going to ask you to stand by that table there. Thank you very much. So, Rudy and Gavin. Now, Gavin, just give me a yes or no. Are you here with at least one other person tonight? Yes. Yes, I'd like you to write down the first name of one of the people you're with here tonight, Gavin. Then turn that card over so I can't read it. Rudy, I would like you to write down the name of anyone in life that you love, but who is not here tonight in this theatre.
Right, okay.
Okay, and then just turn the card over when you're done for me. Thank you, Rudy. I'll take the card from you, Gavin. Face down, thank you very much. And if you can just sign your name on this or initial it, whatever you like, so you know that it's yours, then put it in your pocket. Thank you. And Rudy, I'll take that from you too. Again, if you can sign your name or initial it, whatever you like, just so you know that it's yours. Envelopes in your pockets, please. And if you turn your attention now towards the cabinet, you'll see inside there are 2 pieces of furniture. Yes? I'd like you to step inside and inspect them. Please, step inside, lift them up. I want you to be happy they're just ordinary pieces of fairly heavy, solid wooden pieces of furniture, a chair and a table. And if you sort of bang the floor, you'll see it's a solid wooden floor. There's no kind of trapdoors or anything like that. Excellent. Nicely done. Now, we're going to walk around the cabinet. As you go, I want you to pull the curtains down so you assemble the cabinet as you go. So work your way right the way around. Fantastic. Thank you. That's lovely. That's great. You can keep going. That's good. Lovely. Right the way round to the front. And in the front, you'll see we have here essentially the door of the cabinet. This allows us to open and close the cabinet. So take a seat for me, Rudy, and Gavin, do the same for me there. Good. Now, every cabinet needs a medium. So I'd like a lady up here. I'd like one of the ladies who found herself standing earlier on when that tone played. Could you stand up again for me? Just the ladies, please. So I'll throw this out there. Can we get it to one of the ladies that's standing? Does not have to be the lady nearest you. Take a look around, ladies. Do the same. If we get it to... We have a lady there. What's your name, madam? Again? Laura. Are you here with some other people, Laura? Lovely. I'd like you to come and stand at the top of those steps. You're going to get a microphone on you, Laura. A round of applause for Laura. Thank you, madam. Now... Gavin and Rudy, you two are the eyes and ears of this audience. So from where you're sat, you can see the sides of the cabinet, you can see inside, you can see the back wall of the stage, you can see all the way around. You'll know nobody's getting in or out that shouldn't. But it is vital that you both remain aware and alert and awake. If at any point you start to feel yourself drifting into what could be a trance state, or if you feel someone grab you who isn't there, you just bring yourself back. And the way you do it is counting in your head 1 to 5 a couple of times. It just focuses you and brings you back. Please remember that for me. Your name again was?
Laura.
Laura, you'll be perfect for this. Why don't you come and sit inside the cabinet? There you go. You can put yourself there. Thank you very much. Good. Now we need some items for the cabinet. Can we get the table of objects, please? If there is a spirit here in the New Wimbledon Theatre here, a real spirit tonight, it will announce its arrival by ringing a bell. This will be our spirit bell. Have a look at that for me, please, Gavin. You'll see it's just a brass and wooden handbell. Yes? Good. Thank you very much. I'm going to put that on the table there. You don't need to worry about it, Laura. You don't want to touch it. You certainly don't want to ring it. Sleep, sleep, sleep. That's good. And right the way down each time. That's lovely. You can just let your head come all the way down each time. Nice and comfy. Good. Now I'm going to blindfold Laura in the way they used to. I'm going to use a bag rather than a blindfold. Good. And now I'll close the curtain. If there is a spirit here in this theatre tonight, I ask you respectfully to signal your presence. Now, Rudy, you heard the bell, yes? And you heard it coming from inside the cabinet. That's important, yes. Now, you can come back to us, Laura. You can open your eyes, be fully wide awake each time. That's lovely. Be honest with us. Did you ring the bell then?
No.
No, she says no. So we either have a fraudulent medium here, or just perhaps maybe we have real spirit contact. So let's place the ball in the glass. You right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right, if you give me your right hand, thank you. Just place that over the top there. Next to the glass goes the ball. Next to the ball, the spirit bell. Now with your hand just on the top there, it means that nothing can get inside. Does that make sense? Lovely. So leave your hand on where they are, even as you look at me now, please. And then you sleep. That's good. That's good. Nice and deeply each time. That's lovely. Good. Spirits, show yourselves. This time the bell, almost immediately you heard it coming from inside, yes? Now leave your hand and arm where they are. Laura, come back to us. Leave your hand where it is. Come back to us. Open your eyes. Be fully wide awake. Did you do that?
No.
Did you lift your hand? Anyone else lift your hand?
No.
No? Well, you can lift your hand now, Laura. We have spirit contact, ladies and gentlemen. The ball and the glass. Thank you. Now, the point of the cabinet is to communicate with the other side, and they will do that by asking the spirits to write. Gavin, can you pass me the blackboard on the top of the pile there, please? Thank you very much. They're solid wooden slates, blank on both sides. There is a little number 1 there. You may be able to see at the front. Have a look at that for me, Rudy. I need you to be happy that that's all it is. Would you pass me one piece of chalk, Gavin? Anyone you like? Thank you very much. Good. I'll put the rest in there. And if you're happy with that, Rudy, I'll take that back from you. Thank you very much. So, just on your lap with that there. Hold on to the edges for me. And I put the chalk there. Look down at the chalk, please, for me. Laura, and then look up at me. And then just... That's good. That's lovely. Right the way down. That's good. That's lovely. Gavin, stand up for me. If you stand here, you're going to be able to see the front and the side of the cabinet very clearly. And Rudy, if you come to the back, you'll be able to do the same thing here. Thank you. Just means that all 4 sides and corners of the cabinet are being closely guarded. Spirits, show yourselves. Rudy, come forward for me. You heard the chalk, yes? Yes. And you heard it coming from inside the cabinet, yes? Come back to us. Open your eyes. Did you do this? No? You did not? Let me take this from you. This is just a squiggle, but can you see that is real chalk? You can see the chalk dust on there, yes? And if you rub that with your finger, Rudy, you'll see it's not some kind of special effect, yes? It is proper chalk. It's just a squiggle, but she says she didn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. We have spirit writing. I'll put that there where you can see it. Now maybe, take a seat for me, gentlemen. Maybe though, maybe you don't believe her. Maybe you don't believe her. You didn't write that, did you?
No.
Maybe you don't believe her. The skeptics didn't believe the mediums either. So they devised a test. It was a rather clever test. Could you pass me the next 2 slates, please? Thank you very much. Again, blank on both sides, little number 2 on that one and a number 3 on that one, otherwise blank. And in this test, surfaces 2 and 3 are placed face to face. So now the writing has to appear on the inside surfaces of this little sandwich that we have here. So hold on to that for me again. Hold on to the edges. Oh, you'll need a piece of... Sorry, pop a bit of chalk in there as well. Thank you. Hold on to the edges for me. Lovely. Look at me and sleep, sleep, sleep. That's good. Excellent. Stand up for me, Gavin. You have in your pocket the name of somebody that you're with here tonight, yes? Take that out for me. I'm going to throw that into the cabinet in a moment. The moment you see that, leave my hands. Gavin, I want you to face that way, and I want you, please, to shout the name loudly. And I'm going to reiterate for all of you, because you can't see as well as Gavin and Rudy can, there is nothing to this. It is poles and a curtain. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Look, nothing here or here. And the front now... We close. Spirits, show yourselves.
Joe.
Joe. Come back to us. Open your eyes. Laura, did you throw the chalk out at me then? Did you throw the chalk out at me?
Did I throw the chalk?
Yeah.
No.
No? So it should still be in there, yes?
Yeah.
Is it still in there, the chalk? Did you write that?
No.
There is no chalk, but we have a J and an O. Spelled correctly? As in Joanne? Yes, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, the name of somebody here in the theatre tonight. Joe, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Take a seat for me. You didn't write this, did you? But if you don't believe her, we'll make it truly impossible for Laura to cheat. Laura, may I tie you up?
I guess so.
Thank you. Feet forward for me. Let me come under here like this. Put your feet back. Now I'm going to cross these over. I want you to press your wrists together where the ropes cross. That's lovely. So it's come around like this. Thank you. Actually, Rudy, look like you've probably done this before. Could you tie up our lady, please? Thank you. Nice and securely. Could you step in there, Gavin? Just make sure that she really is genuinely tied. By all means, tie a knot yourself as well on top if you'd like. I want you both happy that she's genuinely restrained. Happy with that, Rudy? Excellent. Happy, Gavin? Lovely. Come and sit yourself back down. Thank you, gentlemen. A tambourine. Thank you. Look at me. Sleep. Sleep. Lovely. Right the way down. Watch this. Stand up for me, Gavin. Just stand there for me. And Rudy, if you just stand there for me. Laura, come back to us. Open your eyes. Be wide awake. Laura, did you throw the tambourine out of the cabinet? No? She couldn't if she wanted to. Ladies and gentlemen, her hands are tied. Gavin, check her hands are still tied. Check they're still tied. She couldn't if she wanted to. Rudy, sit yourself down. Gavin, sit back, relax for a second. Now, she couldn't have done that if she'd have wanted to. Now, we'll do that again. Watch. Come here. Just count in your head. Come here, count to 5. Come here, come and stand here. Just count in your head. 1 to 5. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Keep your eyes open. Just in your head. 1 to 5. Again and again. Gavin, why don't you come and stand inside the cabinet? Say hello to Laura. Sleep, sleep, sleep. You'll enjoy this, Gavin. One last slate. I've got some newspaper there as well. Take a little step forward for me there, Gavin. Thank you. This is the slate we're going to use. Again, blank on both sides. Little number 4 this time. Otherwise blank on both sides. And let me put this. Thank you. Lovely. So just wrap your arms around that, Gavin. Wrap your arms right around it tight. Don't let that go. Press it against yourself. Rudy, would you stand up for me? I'm going to put some newspaper in there for you. You have in your pocket the name of somebody that you love in life. Yes? Could you come and stand just here next to Gavin, just in front of the table there? Thank you. Could you take the envelope out as well? Thank you very much. Now, hold it in this hand. I'm going to ask you to place this hand just on the corner of the slate. I want you in contact with that too. Just grab somewhere on there. Lovely. Good. In a moment, I'm going to close this curtain. When I do, I want you to start to call that name in your mind. The name will not be spoken out loud, but in your mind, you shout that name, and you do so with all the affection you hold for that person. Does that make sense? Yep. Good. Okay. Close your eyes for me. Thank you. Now take this from you. Lock that hand to your side. You keep your arms around that. And now, Rudy, just sleep for me. Sleep. That's good. That's lovely. And Gavin, sleep, sleep. For the last time, the cabinet is closed. Spirits, show yourselves. Be still. Be still. Rudy, just let go with your hand there. Just take a few steps forward first. You can let go, take a few steps forward. That's good. And then slowly, I want you to let yourself come out of the sleep. Just slowly come back. Just let your eyes open. Be wide awake. Be wide awake. And, Gavin, you're just going to slowly come back to us. You can let your eyes open, come back, be fully wide awake and refreshed. Lovely. Keep your arms around that. Take a step right there to the side for me. Just there for me. In the, Laura, for the last time now, you are going to come back to us and be fully wide awake and refreshed. That's lovely. Thank you. Rudy, I want you to untie Laura and then come and stand back here where you are. Laura, when you are untied, if you can just stand by that chair on that side. Off you go, Rudy. Thank you. You take a few steps forward for me, Gavin, but keep your arms locked around that. Keep it pressed against you. Good. So, Everybody coming out of the cabinet, untying our medium. Thank you. Laura, you can come and stand over by the chair on this side. Thank you. So, Rudy, you had in your mind, just give me a yes or no, you had the name of somebody in life that you love, yes?
Yes.
You did not say the name out loud?
No.
So I could not know that name?
No.
Laura could not know that name?
Mm-hmm.
And Gavin here could not know that name?
No.
For the first time then out loud, what was the name you were thinking of?
Na.
Na, spelt?
N-A.
Spelled N-A. Thank you very much. Na. Come forward for us. Take a few steps forward. Did anybody touch that?
I didn't feel anybody touch it, no.
You've had your arms around it all the time, locked to you, yes?
Oh, yeah.
If there's anything on there that even resembles this name, Na, it cannot be attributed to human activity. This can only be attributed to the spirits. Do you want to look?
I'll have a peek.
Go on then. Turn it around. Turn it around. We have N-A, yes? No? Proof, ladies and gentlemen, of the spirit world. Gavin, I'll ask you to head back now. Thank you. Rudy, you were sensational. Thank you, sir. And Laura, just let me take this from you here. Thank you very much indeed. You were absolutely lovely. Laura, ladies and gentlemen, our spirit medium. Thank you all. Right, we will let the dead rest in their graves now. I've been looking into how they cracked the Enigma code. This is another reason, not the main reason still, I will get to the main reason, but it's one of the reasons why this show is called Enigma. And the guiding principle behind the cracking of that code was the simple realization that nothing is random. That human beings at least are unable to make truly random decisions. And that's what I'd like to explore now by finishing the show where I started. Greg was giving us 5 random words, but they still told us what it was he was thinking of. And now I'm going to give you a similar challenge to try to make a random decision. And some of you have done this already in the interval. When you came up and voted for one of those pictures on the pad, and the gentleman here has the pad. Could you take that out for me? What I want you to do is to work out what the most popular one tonight was, sir. What's your name? James. Just work it out for me. Just make a mental note when you've got that, James. Nothing out loud. Just make a mental note. While James does that, let's get 6 of you up here, 6 men, please, to make some random decisions of your own. 1, 2, 3. If you know you are a lady, pass them to the nearest man. 4, 5, men only, and watch out for that one. 6, there it goes. Thank you. Round of applause for our 6 men. Get yourselves up here. Steps on either side. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, sir. What's your name? Nico. Thank you very much, Nico. Come and stand here for me in the middle. And your name, sir? Tony. Tony, pleasure to meet you. Tony, I'll put you there next to Nico. And you are?
Chris.
Chris, lovely to meet you, Chris. Let me just put you just there. And you are?
Gary.
Gary, nice to meet you too, Gary, if I put you just there. And sir, your name is? Ian, lovely to meet you, Ian. I'll put you just there. Thank you, Ian. And you are?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Good. So we have Sebastian and Ian, Tony, Nico, Chris, and Gary. All right. I have 6 stickers, numbered 1 to 6. You take any one you like and peel the backing off, and then just put the sticker on your front so they can all clearly see what number you've chosen. Does that make sense? So, Gary, if I give this to you, maybe you can give them a little bit of a mix and start passing them out. But as quick as you can, get yourself a number, grab any one you like, number yourselves, chuck the backing paper on the floor. James, did you get a chance to add those up? Lovely. I will come to you in one moment and ask you what that is. I'll take the pad back from you now if you like. Thank you very much. Thank you, James. Good. Gentlemen, would you take 2 steps forward, nice and quickly, 2 steps forward, and then turn around and look behind you. Here you'll see 6-lettered lollipop sticks, A to F. You're going to go and stand in front of any one of these that you like. So, gentlemen, just go and mix yourselves up. Stand in front of anyone you like. Get yourselves into a random order. Thank you. Just stay on this side so we can keep sight of you. Did that feel random? Probably not to you, Gary. You didn't get any choice there of where to go at all. It's very difficult to do that truly at random. So look, we're going to do it properly. We will do this properly. We're going to play a bit of music. I'll look the other way. You mix yourselves up. You stop whenever you like. But when you've all stopped, Greg, if you can give me the thumbs up when they've all stopped, I will cut the music when I get the signal from you, Greg. So gentlemen, please mix yourselves now into a new order. Off you go. Greg, got the thumbs up from Greg. We'll cut the music there. Thank you very much. So we now have this order. We have 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. Lovely. All right, now we need a lady. A lady, please, to come up and make some random decisions. Can we get a round of applause for our lady? Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. What's your name, madam? Helen. Hello, Helen. Lovely to meet you. Let me take that from you. Can I bring you over here, Helen? I'm going to ask you to come and stand by the microphone here so we can hear you. So, Helen, you have an important random decision to make now of your own. You have to choose one of these men. Face the front for me. You're no looking, because you have to do this at random, and the chances are by now you'll have a bit of a soft spot for one of them. And if you chose somebody because you like the look of them, that would not be random. I want you to, in your mind, change your mind a few times, and you're going to give me a letter between A and F. Whichever letter you pick, we'll choose the man that happens to be stood in front of that letter. Change your mind a few times, and then tell me whatever letter you'd like.
C.
C. If you turn and look now, you've chosen Sebastian. Please turn and look. Are you happy that Sebastian here, Helen, it was a free choice?
Yeah.
Absolutely sure? Happy with that? And you have just gone for the guy you fancied as well, I can tell. So I need to establish a psychic connection now between Helen and Sebastian. So Helen, would you come and shake hands with Sebastian? Please shake hands and wait for it. Bang! There it is. That is our psychic connection. Please remember that. Helen, put yourself back. Now we need the pictures. Ian, in the box behind you. There are some big envelopes bound together with elastic. Each one of these numbers relates to a picture. And Ian is bringing me the pictures now. Thank you very much. I'm going to put one here at the front. You'll be able to keep an eye on this in the front. You'll see no one's going to touch this or go anywhere near it. That is right there. Thank you. There is an envelope for you, Helen, with one set of pictures. I have the other set of pictures here. My set is numbered, and I'm going to give each one of these gentlemen their corresponding numbered picture. All I'd say is please don't turn anything round, because I don't want Helen knowing which number relates to which picture on the other side. So number 1 there, Tony at the end of the row. So number 1 is starting off our row, but only because Tony happened to randomly put it yourself at the end, didn't you? Lovely. Number 2, Sebastian. Thank you. Hold that there. And you're only holding number 2 again, because you happen to randomly stick yourself with number 2, yes? And when I say stick yourself with number 2, I know Greg likes a little bit of that, don't you, Greg? Number 3, again, just there for me. Number 4, Chris, up against your chest there for me. Number 5, thank you, Ian, just there. And number 6, Gary, if you don't mind, up against your chest there. So we have a random order of numbers, and therefore a random order of pictures. And in a moment, we'll turn them around. We'll see what the random order of pictures is. However, first of all, you have to choose a picture. Please excuse me, I'm going to great lengths here to make sure everything is properly random, so bear with me a little longer. I've got the same set of pictures for you, but these are not numbered, so you can't even tell which gentleman they refer to. I'll tell you what the pictures are, though. They're the ones you voted on in the interval. And I should just point out they are meaningless. They're random clip art. Doesn't matter what you pick, doesn't say anything about you, so thank you for doing that. I'll give them a little mix for you, Helen, because you've got to do this at random. It's so important you don't know which is which. So if I deal them out, you just tell me to stop wherever you like. Sure? Okay. Could you hold it up against yourself? And don't look at it. If you can do it without looking, that's great. Now, are you happy, into the mic maybe, are you happy that that was a random choice? Are you happy, into the mic?
Yes.
And you're happy that Sebastian was a random choice of gentlemen?
Yes.
And you're happy that number 2 is a random choice on your part, yes? Everything is random, but nothing is random. So because these two, Helen and Sebastian, are psychic partners, these two randomly chosen pictures should match. All right, Helen, would you please turn your picture around, show them what you've got. It is the ice cream. Helen, stop me on the ice cream. One of you gentlemen will be holding the matching ice cream. Sebastian, turn yours around, show them what you've got. Number 2 is the ice cream. It is a perfect match. Thank you very much indeed. Gentlemen, could you all turn yours round? They're not all ice creams. We do have a perfect match. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Sebastian. Could you clip those on the bulldog clips behind you with the pictures facing the audience? Thank you very much indeed. Now, all very well and good, but you're probably now thinking, all right, a bit of a long way just for that. That's just a coincidence. And you'd be right. You would be right. That was just a coincidence. But that is a particular sort of coincidence. It's one that I can foresee. I can know in advance that that will happen. Essentially, there were 2 discrete random events that had to occur in order for that to happen. First of all, that you had to stop me on the ice cream, but also that you had to say position C, because if you'd have said any other letter, that clearly wouldn't have worked. And if you'd have put yourself anywhere other than position C with your number 2 picture, the ice cream, it wouldn't have worked either. So 2 things, the ice cream and position C. You've had your eyes on this. No one's been anywhere near it. 2 random events, but nothing is random. 1 card. 2 pieces of information. The ice cream and in position C. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Helen. You were lovely. Helen, ladies and gentlemen. Ian, I'll let you head back to seat now. Thank you very much. Ian, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Gary. Sebastian, thank you very much. Nico and Tony, thank you very much. Please a round of applause for our 6 men and for Helen as well. But, I now don't want you going home thinking that if you'd have been up here, you'd have done something different, that if it was you, you'd have been unpredictable. You wouldn't have fallen into any of those patterns. You had your chance. You had your chance in the interval when you came up and voted for one of the pictures by putting a little cross on the pad. And James down here has added them up. James, come forward for me. What was the most popular chosen picture at random tonight?
Confetti.
Confetti was the most popular chosen picture tonight. And the more astute amongst you may have noticed, it's also the one that's missing from this lineup. There were 7 to choose from in the interval. But at the start of the show, I gave Barry an envelope. Where are you, Barry? This is your big moment. It contains a prediction. Come forward. I want you to rip the red tab off the back. Thank you, Barry. And if you can just pull out what's inside, I'm going to take the end of it. If you face it this way, in your nicest, clearest voice from the top.
I, Darren Brown, hereby predict that tonight at the New Wimbledon Theatre, the most popular picture chosen by the audience will be Confetti.
The Confetti. Thank you so much, Barry. You can head back. There it is. Thank you so much. You picked the right one. But, it was, if you remember, it was choose one at random. Do you remember that? It was not choose your favourite one. If it was choose your favourite one, then it would be easier to predict. You probably would have gone for the ice cream yourself, or the apple juice maybe, because it's an interval. You're thinking about refreshments, yes? You could have gone for the egg. We have the needle there, the moose head, any of these pictures that are now randomly ordered here behind me, but you didn't. You had to choose the confetti. And why? Because nothing is random. And why is nothing random? Because we're all human beings, so we can be influenced through everything we hear, everything we touch, and everything we see. And you have been seeing something for the entire duration of this show, all the way through the first half, throughout the interval, and throughout the second half. And some of you are noticing it now, I can see. You had to do it. You had to choose the confetti. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for playing. Thank you for choosing the confetti. And good night.
Hello there. I'm Christine and I'm Darren's mother. You can leave the bottle there. Thank you for coming to the show tonight. I do hope you enjoyed it because he does put an awful lot of hard work into it. Now, to play us out, I'd like to leave you in the company, the rather exciting company, of 4 very handsome young men who call themselves McFly.
Recently I've been talking to Darren, so leave your coats on the floor, 'cause there's a bit more, believe me. The pictures were picked up, and then the men were all mixed up. Because of the mixture, the order of pictures is random. But we know from Darren, the order of pictures will not stand it. He said, obviously, the order will be an egg and a needle and then an ice cream, and there'll be goose and moose and apple juice, oh yeah, they're all there. And there'll be goose and moose and apple juice, oh yeah. And Darren said he convinced you, use it as voodoo. He said he bet he can make you choose confetti, but there's more. If any men had switched, they wouldn't match the lollipop stitch. Hey, he said, obviously, the order will be an egg and a needle, and then an ice cream, then there'll be goose and moose and apple juice. Oh yeah, it's not fair. There'll be goose and moose and apple juice. Oh yeah. Good luck, Darren. Hope it works out. You should have been wrong. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Good night. Oh, one thing. Wait, stop. Sorry. One thing. Sorry, sit yourselves back down just for a sec. You can stand back up again in a minute. One thing. I don't want you going away now thinking, oh, they just had 4,084 different versions of that film, which they would play, depending on what order those men mixed themselves up into with those pictures.
they had to mix themselves into that order. They had to mix themselves into 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. It had to be that order, and with those pictures, it wouldn't have worked if the confetti was in there. It had to be those pictures, and in that order, because I decided on that order 2 years ago when I came up with the name for this show, and this is the main reason why the show is called Enigma, because egg begins with an E, needle, an N, ice cream, an I. That is G for goose, M for moose, and A gives you the apple juice. That's the main reason why the show is called Enigma. That was the show. Thank you for